There is something unnatural about certainty on Oak Island. Every time the diggers believe they have found truth, it slithers away into contradiction. The deeper they go, the more the past seems to rewrite itself. In 2019, as the Lagina brothers pushed forward, the island began to reveal pieces of its buried soul. Not treasure, but something older, something stranger. A pattern of intent. A stone road was unearthed at Smith's Cove, an ancient-looking causeway submerged under layers of silt and time. The road was unlike any known colonial infrastructure. Wide. Engineered. It sloped into the ocean like a medieval dock. Why would someone build a dock, then bury it? Carbon dating placed it in the early 1500s. Before British colonists. Before French settlers. Before maps marked Oak Island as more than a speck in the Atlantic. Who built it? And what did they bring? The island's layout itself began to appear suspicious. A triangle-shaped swamp sat at its center, a feature unnatural in both shape and composition. It did not act like other wetlands. It resisted drainage. It preserved materials in pristine condition. And when probed, it gave back strange things. Planks of wood. Cut logs. Pieces of ship timber. Ship timber, beneath a swamp. More sonar scanning revealed what looked like the outline of a vessel, buried deep in the mud. Not the rotted skeleton of a fishing boat, but a large, well-structured ship, deliberately hidden. Some began to whisper, did someone scuttle a ship and build a swamp over it? And if so, why? As researchers drained parts of the swamp, they unearthed tools and relics far older than any colonial occupation. A hand-forged spike, Roman-style paving stones, a lead cross possibly dating to the 14th century. The implications were staggering. If true, they could rewrite the map of pre-Columbian history. But Oak Island does not give up its secrets easily. For every artifact, there was an enigma. The lead cross was analyzed. The metallurgy did not match any known colonial mining sites. Instead, it matched the chemical signature of ancient lead from southern France, specifically from the region once controlled by the Knights Templar. The Templars. Again, they haunt this story like ghosts. Disbanded in the early 1300s under the weight of accusations, torture, and papal pressure, the Templars were said to have vanished with their greatest secrets, and possibly their treasure. Some believe they fled with sacred Christian relics, the Holy Grail, fragments of the True Cross, or even scrolls from the lost library of Alexandria. If they fled west, where would they hide their knowledge? On an island no one would look for. An island not even discovered yet. An island like Oak. The geometry of the island began to support the theory. Surveyors found that stone markers placed centuries ago created a perfect pentagram when connected by lines. Not approximately perfect, mathematically precise. Such alignment could not have occurred by accident. The distances matched Masonic and Templar sacred geometry. The angles aligned with solstice positions and cardinal directions. These were not random rocks. They were a code. A message. But who left it? And what does it point to? Other evidence hinted at Masonic involvement. Old maps recovered in European archives showed an island similar to Oak. Triangular swamp, eastern beach, western upland. On one map, a symbol, the all-seeing eye. Another bore coordinates nearly identical to Mahone Bay. The Freemasons, with their obsession for ancient knowledge and secret preservation, may have inherited the Templar legacy. Some speculate the Oak Island mystery was not just a physical puzzle, but a spiritual one. A test of patience, of worthiness. But even this theory frays at the edges. Because the island does not just point to one origin, it points to many. In the war room, Rick Lagina stared at documents aged by centuries. One showed a ciphered passage resembling the famous Baconian Code. Another referenced Rosicrucian beliefs. Francis Bacon again. Could the so-called Shakespeare theory be more than literary madness? Proponents argue that Bacon, philosopher and statesman, used his intellect to encode messages, hide documents, and store knowledge for future ages. And Oak Island was the vault. It sounds impossible, until you read the descriptions. A vault beneath 90 feet of earth. Trap-laden shafts. Pressure-sensitive flood systems. Layers of deception. Whoever buried something here did so with engineering skill far beyond their time. And perhaps, they did not want the treasure to be found. Not until the world was ready. Theories evolved. What if the treasure was not gold? What if it was knowledge? A secret so powerful that it had to be buried, waiting for humanity to reach a level of understanding, of morality, where it could be handled. A philosopher's inheritance. A spiritual time capsule. In that context, Oak Island becomes something else entirely. A proving ground. A monument to secrecy. And the men who pursue it are pilgrims. It is no longer about loot or legend. It is about truth. And that is where the story turns once more. Because in 2020, as the team dug deeper near the money pit, they found a shaft unlike any they had seen before. It was square, perfectly aligned, reinforced with ancient timbers. Radiocarbon dating confirmed a date, 1620. That was over 150 years before the supposed discovery in 1795. Meaning, someone had been excavating the money pit long before it was discovered. But why would someone dig back into their own trap? Unless they were checking to see if it remained sealed. Or worse, removing something. It raised a chilling possibility: the treasure had already been taken. That everything, every plank, every stone, every cipher, was a hollow echo. A masterpiece of misdirection. A vault already emptied. But if so, why leave all the traps? Why the engineering? Why the sacrifice? Perhaps the true secret of Oak Island is not the presence of treasure, but its absence. A riddle to protect something intangible. A story so powerful that belief alone is its engine. Because treasure is not always gold. Sometimes it is obsession, sometimes it is hope, and sometimes it is the chase itself. See part 4 on my page.